We were just
You don't have music, so that's
we were just
another.
testing the mics. Okay.
That's your
Okay.
copy?
Nope, that's Dana's.
Well, I can go make another copy, but it'll be late starting.
So I decided for that first part I'm going to sing high, and then I'll go low when we're in the chorus. Exactly.
I'm basically only singing high today because I know too low.
Yeah, like this way. Because I don't want
Yes.
you to
Or we
that
could
way.
go back
You
a
use the
bit,
high
eh?
stuff when you get old. I used to be a second soprano, now I'm singing tenor. What do you know? Ooh. Oh, there we go.
10:20. Yes. Where's my? Good morning, everyone. We are ready to gather. And our songs today talk about having a home, be present in a home, belong, and to place our trust in somebody or something. So we're going to start with Let Us Build a House. More voices, number 1.
Verses 1, 3, and 5.
Try not to migrate.
Ready? How are we bringing it in?
Let us build.
Let us.
1, 2, 3, let us build
A house where love can dwell and
Are we singing it in a different key?
what key are you singing?
It's just. C.
Let us.
Okay, there we go. Good.
One, two.
Let
need to let go.
I can be a mountain when you're feeling valley low. I can be a street light showing you the way home.
If you can hold my hand when you need to let go.
I want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day is done.
If we want to garden, we're gonna have to sow the seeds. Plant a little happiness, let the roots run deep. If it's love that we give, then it's love that we reap.
If we want a garden, we're gonna have to sow the seeds.
Yeah, I
Want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day is done. The door is always open, your picture's on my wall. Everyone's a little broken, and everyone belongs. Yeah, everyone belongs. I want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day is done. I want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day is done, and bring us back together when the day is
We're going to finish off with Draw the Circle Wide, more voices, 145. 145. Thank you.
Draw the circle wide, draw it wide and still. Let this be our song.
Welcome. Welcome in as we gather for this celebration of faith and spirituality on this Hats Off Volunteer Sunday. And also it is Red Dress Day, and we'll speak to those themes in our service today. We acknowledge as we come together that life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries and the richness of the diversity of life on this good earth. So let us take a deep breath in and let it out. And in and out. And in and out. Out of this diverse community of heritage and belief, we come together. We come together to share our love and to offer more love in our world. Teachers in many traditions and in many times have taught that we are called, as the human ones of creation, to love and to serve, and that to be in tune with the sacred, with the divine, is to serve. We know that there can be an enduring health for the human and more than human, but this cannot happen when suffering goes unrelieved. And so, as we gather and seek to reside in love, we commit ourselves to providing shelter and space, a home for all. May the power of our faith and our spirituality sustain us in this work this day, that we may be the hands of holy and creative justice and love in our world, and together bring about the healing that is so needed. Today, we explore what it means to reside in love. Let us join together in our theme song, There is Room for All, and we'll remain seated as we join in song. The great dance of creation, how different God's creation is from human conflict. The clamor of human strife creates a cacophony. Like orchestras competing with their conductor, nations murder each other's melodies. But God has other music. The colors of nature never clash with each other. In a garden, every shade of leaf and flower joins in a joyous chorus. Bare branch and bonsai provide a counterpoint balancing the beauty of blossoms. In the depths of the jungle, the sounds of termite and tiger weave a wondrous harmony. Eerie descants echo through the ocean's depths. The rhythm of life throbs in every cell, and the seasons swell and ebb away. From the farthest nebula to the tiniest atom, all creation dances to honor its choreographer, and God applauds each performance. Let us join in our song of praise based on the psalm, Earth and All Stars, number 888, in Voices United. And let us rise in body and spirit as we join in song. John Wesley, one of the founders in the Methodist tradition, said that every Sunday is like a little Easter. We continue in the season of Easter, and as we do, may the peace of the risen Christ be with you. Let us share Christ's peace with one another.
I got my protein shake breast.
All right, it's time for our Spirit Kids Club theme time. So I'm going to invite Spirit Kids Club members. Come on. I see you back there, Rafa and Raquel and Ayamiri. Can't hide. Come on up. Good morning, everybody. All right, come on up close. Today is Red Dress Day, and some of you will be learning about the importance of this day at school, especially if you're in grade 4 or up. And for us, it's a day to honor and to remember our Indigenous and Métis and Innu women and girls and grandmothers and our Two-Spirit people within those communities who have died or who are missing. And so today we, through story, we reflect on, we think about the importance of grandmothers and women and daughters and girls in their families and in their communities. And our story today, and maybe we can put the story slide up, is Bird Song by Julia Flett. So you just want to go, Emerson, one more slide. There we go. Spring. It's a mucky spring morning as we pack up the last of our belongings and leave our little home in the city by the sea. I'm going to miss my friends and cousins and aunties and uncles. I'm going to miss my bedroom window and the tree outside. Goodbye, tree friend, I whisper. We drive through the country and over the mountains, alongside the rivers and fields of horses. We stop to see a lone coyote crossing the road. Can you see the coyote down there on the road at the bottom? Our new home sits on a hill overlooking a field, and past it, another home. In that home lives an older woman named Agnes. The field is covered in snowdrops. Our new home has 2 trees outside. And creaky stairs inside. My new room has a shelf for books and pictures and a desk for drawing, but I don't feel like drawing. My hands are cold. My mom and I bundle up together under the covers in our new home in the country, far from the sea. Someone's feeling homesick, right? Summer. Our new home hums with peeps and whistles and ribbits and chirps. I watch Agnes, our neighbor, working on something in her yard. Why don't you visit her, Katerina? My mom says. I nod. Okay. I take our dog, Ohu, with me. Ohu means owl in Cree. Hello, Agnes, I say. You must be Katerina, she says. Woof, Ohu barks. Your mom has told me all about you, Agnes says. She says you love to draw. I do. Agnes loves to make things out of clay. She shows us around her yard. There are berries and flowers and many clay things. They look like the branches and the birds and the flowers. Can you see some of those pottery things down there on that bench? Do they look like birds and flowers? I think Agnes is a pretty good potter. Visit me again soon, Katerina, Agnes says with a smile. I smile back and give her a big wave. I can't wait to go home and start drawing. Fall. Any ideas about what she's drawing there? No guesses yet? Okay. I do visit Agnes again and again and again. Agnes digs in her garden. I help by gathering extra leaves that'll get mixed into the soil. The worms love this. It's getting cold and windy and creaky. Agnes says she's getting creaky too. Would you like to see what I'm working on, Katerina? She asks. I'd like that, I say. Agnes is working on a pot that's round and bright. She tells me about waxing and waning moons. I tell her about Cree seasons. This month is called Pimawaspisim, the migrating moon. The migrating moon. Yeah, the moon cycle. That's right, Jillian. Here comes the moon and two shiny seagulls, and there go the geese. Winter. Now you can see it's winter in her drawings there. It's Ohu's first snow. We toboggan until my snowsuit is soggy, and Ohu is covered in tiny snowballs. After we warm up with Mom by the fire and help her finish making salmon stew to share with Agnes. Agnes hasn't been out as much and needs a little help over the winter. She likes salmon stew. Her daughter, who has come to stay for a while, likes it too. Do any of you like salmon stew? Maybe? No. Agnes sends me home with a cup full of bulbs, snowdrop bulbs to plant in the field next autumn. They look like tiny moons. They give me more ideas for pictures. My fingers itch in my mittens. Can you see those tiny snowdrop bulbs there in her hand, in Katerina's hand? Really teeny tiny. Spring. Agnes has grown weaker over the winter. Still, from her bed, we can hear the spring birds singing their songs and the tickle of branches against her window. We listen to the sounds together. The snowdrops are peeking out. I wish Agnes could see them. I have an idea. I run home and gather up all my drawings. What do you think she's going to do? Does that picture give you any clues? What's Katerina going to do with all those drawings? See, there's a ladder there. That's right. Just going to hang them on the wall. Agnes's daughter meets me at the door, and we take 2 ladders from the closet. When we're done, Agnes says it's like a poem for her heart. Isn't that beautiful? All of those birds up on Agnes's wall. Then I sit with Agnes and talk about making things, mucky things and things with string, and song and paper and words. And then we sit quietly together on Agnes's bed until it's time to say goodbye. I leave with an ache in my heart, but I'm so glad to know my friend Agnes. Hello, Mom. Ooh, hello. Home with 2 trees and creaky stairs. Later that night, the frog moon, Ecipissum, is full. I probably didn't say that word very well in Cree, but it means the frog moon. My mom and I bundle up together in our home. My hands feel warm and the covers feel soft, and I think of my friend until I fall asleep. And that is the end. Just as Katerina celebrates the importance of her special friend Agnes, today we honor and we remember and we mourn the Indigenous and Métis and Innu women and girls and daughters and Two-Spirit people who are no longer with us. And we think of their families and their communities and their friends, and we do everything that we can to make this a safe place for all people. All right, you are going to go with Spirit Kids Club, and I think you're going to distribute some flyers outside. So you're going to have a pretty nice day out in the neighborhood around us, and as you do, just pay attention to the people you meet, the animals that you see, the folks that are all around, the folks that make up our neighborhood here at Knox, because most of you live a bit further away than right around our church here, right? So just pay attention to what you see as you go out and you do that big work for us, okay? And we'll see you a little bit later.
The word abide isn't used in speech anymore. Rather, we will readily use the word reside, as is alluded to in the scriptures today. To reside is to have a home, to be present or belong, or to be vested in a place or in somebody or something. When we make our home within the community, we invest and belong. Being in a particular place or with particular people, this includes our spiritual home as well. It does not require us to have all the same perspectives. It only asks us to be present to each other and love with love and understanding. Our reading is taken from John 15, chapters 9 through 17. As my Abba has loved me, so I love you. And you will live on in my love and keep my commandments, just as I live on in Abba, God's love, and have kept God's commandments. I tell you all of this, my joy may be yours, and your joy may be complete. This is my commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. And you are my friends, if I do what I command you. I no longer speak to you as subordinates, because a subordinate doesn't know his superior's business. Instead, I call you friends. Because I have known to you everything I have learned about Abba God. It was not you to choose me, it was I who chose you, to go forth and bear fruit. Your fruit must endure, so whatever you ask of Abba God in my name, God will give you. This command I give you, that you love one another.
Let us now watch our visual liturgy, if we could go to the next slide there. Within, everywhere, and always, a reflection on our biblical texts for this day.
Come close, love. There's something that I want to take a look at together. Are you in a place where you can hear me? Because I want you to really soak in what I have to say. I come offering transformation. I come full of love. And I so deeply want you to experience for yourself what is so often only talked about or imagined. My full presence to all things, my part in your being and your part in my being. I want to clean you up, cut off what no longer serves you, and show you how deeply and truly everything is enjoined to me. What's yours to do is going to sound simplistic, but it's hard. Trust me, I know. People tend to get in their own way when it comes to connection. So what I am asking you is to open, to show me where it hurts, because right there is where I come in. I am meeting you sore to sore, wound to wound, to nourish you by the intimacy of my own blood and guide you into the mystery and miracle of my deep healing way. I want to bring you closer into me. I want you to experience me and my love firsthand, source to soul. I want you to know that you are soaked in me. You are within my love everywhere, always, and my love is never exhausted. So share the spirit of it freely. Give without worry or desperation. Let love move among you, soul to soul. My heart is set on you. I am here, active and present. I am yours and you are mine. I will never leave you. So trust, remain, rest assured. Be still and know you are within my love everywhere, always, source to soul, and my love is never exhausted.
As we reflect on what we've heard and seen today, we'll take some time as Jane plays some music for us to reflect on this place that we call home and our commitment to it on this day that we honor our volunteers. And we ask you to reflect on these questions. What commitment, what investment in belonging do you make to our community? And how will you abide in God's love in this place? As you do this, it's a time that you can make an offering in the plate today if you brought an offering with you. We invite you to pass the pew registers in your pews and know your neighbor seated next to you today. Jane. Let's leave that last slide up. So there we go. It is time for our mission and service moment, a beacon of hope. And I forget who Lydia said is doing that. Do we have someone here prepared to do the mission and service moment today? We do not, and I don't have a copy of it, so we'll just invite you to go. I know it's in the email news this week, so it's a great reason to check your email news if you haven't already done so. We move to the prayers of the people, and we want to lift up our prayers for our world and our communities and our homes. I'll include a prayer for those marking this as Red Dress Day. We will take time to pray for those places so in need of peace and justice in our world. We hear a lot about the Ukraine and Palestine, but we know there are places like Sudan and other places in our world that are devastated by violence. We pray for those who are grieving, and a request from Sheila to pray for family and friends of Lionel, who died this past week suddenly. We also today, I think, want to celebrate our United Church and the ties that bind us together, and I want to give a special shout out to Betty Kelly and the Outreach Committee for organizing the Assiniboine Cluster Gathering that took place here on Thursday. I think we had about 42 or 43 folks that came out, which was similar to the size of when we had our presbytery meetings. And we met here for a wonderful day of connecting and hearing from one another, supporting one another. Today, I think it's appropriate for us to pray for especially our rural churches that are struggling with lack of staffing and trying to deal with some of the paperwork and bureaucracy of still being church together and are struggling to do that. And it was good for us to be together that day and hear some of those concerns. So we give thanks for that work. Let us be together in prayer. Holy One, may we discover and embrace your powerful love. In the midst of the world's troubles, your love and justice is there, encouraging warring factions to seek justice and peace and reconciliation, standing beside those who provide a safe place for the unhoused and most vulnerable, exposing and confronting corrupt and powerful leaders, befriending the despised and those who are unable to find regular work, drawing attention to the poorest and those at risk. Source of hope and love, today we may stand somewhere between peace and joy, unsure where to find them in a world where women continue to be subject to violence because they are women, because they are indigenous, Métis, and Inuit. Today it is hard for us to imagine the lamb and the lion together, to know that our hearts will rejoice at the arrival of safety and justice for all. And yet we persevere. We pledge ourselves to abide in your love, a love that brings change for good and health and wholeness and safety. Holy One, may we discover and embrace your powerful love as we seek to advocate within our systems for all missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls and Two-Spirit people. At the heart of each one of us, your love is there, bringing faith when we feel lonely, sustaining us in the tough places of life, encouraging us when we are reluctant to risk an adventure, encouraging us to share our troubles, reminding us to be gentle with ourselves, reaching out to those we love, bringing peace when we feel afraid. We pledge ourselves to abide in your love, O Holy One, a love that brings change for the good. Amen. All right. Do you have your hats ready? It is Volunteer Recognition Sunday, and a few years ago, Cheryl Duell, who is a member of our worship committee, suggested this as a fun way to recognize all of our volunteers as we celebrate Hats Off Sunday. So there are so many things that happen here, so many ways in which you give of your gifts, and I'm sure I haven't captured them all, but I hope that you're able to see and hear yourself as we join in this liturgy. Hats off to those who offer their gifts for our Sunday gatherings. You run our sound and live stream and PowerPoint, prepare our sanctuary with banners and art, greet friends and neighbors at the door, offering readings and stories that engage, and perform music with such style and rhythm we can't help but sing along with everything happening. You greet, network, and offer communion, so every Sunday is like a volunteer reunion. Hats off to you. Hats off to those who offer warm hospitality to Knox through brunches and lunches and suppers and coffee and tea times. We Knoxonians love to eat. So you prepare hearty meals, bake desserts, scramble eggs, wash dishes, set tables, clean up, and ensure there's always enough food in our lines. Hats off again to you. Hats off to those who keep our finances in order. Sure, you count pennies, even if there's no such thing anymore. But you also create reports and manage our investments and assist us in being faithful stewards and not hoarders. Hats off. Oh, I broke my crown. Like Humpty Dumpty. Hats off to those who keep our buildings and grounds in shape. You've worked diligently to address the rising cost of our insurance, conduct major repairs on the building, and seek additional sources of revenue to help us on the way to energy efficiency. You water flowers and you rake leaves, tune up snowblowers and lawn mowers, replace bulbs and repair breaks, save us money and beautify our landscape. Hats off again to you. You know, if you don't have a hat today, you can just pretend to tip it, right? I was going to mention that, your imaginary hat. Hats off to those who nurture and inspire our children and youth. Of course, they're not here. They're at Spirit Kids Club. Some of you may be here, so we'll have to remember to thank them. You design crafts and lessons, engage our youth in faithful conversation, dance to the beat, are role models for all, and share stories and games so that we may all grow in faith and in truth. Hats off again to you. Hats off to those who organize and implement our fundraisers throughout the year. How much does Craig make, after all? You solicit donations and price and store items, cook meals, offer concerts, sing karaoke, and auction off goods, so Cease Foster still has some money for beer. Hats off to you. Hats off to our council. You show up each month and give it your all, never taking note of the clock on the wall. Hats off to you. Hats off to our committees, too numerous to name. You educate and illuminate, call us to action and organize, support our staff, and care for our shut-ins and newcomers all the same. Hats off to you. You offer a positive and safe space, a radical welcome and affirmation for all of God's rainbow family. You seek to move us along the path of reconciliation with Canada's First Peoples. You keep us working together on our mission and vision statements to prevent atrophy. Hats off to you. You connect us with our neighbors near and far. You plug us into best practices for the love of creation and inspire us all to be a green team for Mother Earth's liberation. Hats off to you. The body of Christ requires our gifts, too many to name. So in the name of Christ, we thank you all, and hats off to you. Let us now join in our song for the journey, Love is the Touch, number 89 in More Voices. And let's rise in body and spirit as we sing. You may be seated. Just a few announcements before we move into the time for our congregational meeting, and we hope that all of you will remain with us. It'll be, I think, a fairly brief meeting, but we do have a report, I believe, from our nominations committee, and a financial report, and a report about some of the work that's being done here in our building. So we hope that you'll stay for that. And I don't know, do we have coffee and tea to pick up before the meeting begins? We do. Thank you, Les, for that thumbs up. All right, Betty Kelly has an announcement about our picnic that was planned and community barbecue that was planned for Tuesday, but if you've looked at the forecast, you will understand why we are postponing. Betty.
Thank you. And yes, if you've looked at the forecast, but before I give you the bad news, I want to echo that thanks to the volunteers. The barbecue is planned. The barbecue is ready to go. People have signed up to make cake and cookies. People have signed up to help do the work. Now we have to say, not just yet. If you've seen the forecast, it's really crappy for Tuesday. And it just did not feel like being a good family to drag people out into that, and we didn't think the neighbors would come. We could do a little rain because we're good, but we thought no. So it has been postponed. Outreach is still meeting on Tuesday afternoon, and we will set a new date. If you have the ability to totally predict the weather, Craig said he couldn't do that. Let me know. But again, with apologies, no barbecue this Tuesday. Please tell your neighbors who aren't here, and stay tuned. And thank you for your willingness and your interest in being part of our family when we will get together. I'm serious. Everything is good to go. It is going to happen. So thank you. One final thank you that I almost forgot. I made myself a note. The in-betweeners have made a generous donation to help buy the hamburgers and hot dogs. So we are a wonderful family congregation. Thank you.
Thanks, Betty. And we have an outreach meeting this Tuesday, and I suspect that we may have a date for you after that meeting. And so we'll publicize that as soon as we have it. Now, I feel like I'm missing an announcement that someone asked me to make. Anything else for the good of the cause today? Debbie. Oh, right. Do you want to say it, or do you want me to do it? We here at Knox are working with our multi-faith partners, and particularly with the Muslim community in Brandon, to participate in a national movement, the Gaza Ceasefire Pilgrimage. Our moderator, Carmen Lansdowne, will be participating. She's already been part of a pilgrimage in the States and will be making a pilgrimage to Ottawa a little bit later in this month. We are staging this action here this Saturday, May 11th. We'll meet here at our green space at 10. We'll get organized. We have a petition that we'll deliver to Larry McGuire's office on Wednesday, which is the following week, which is Nakba Day, the day that we remember the war, the initial war between Israel and Palestinians. And then we will make our way down 18th to Richmond and come back, where you're encouraged to wear white that day, the color for peace. And so we invite you to join us. There's information in your email news, and I believe on our Facebook page as well. So that's this Saturday. Come and be part of this multi-faith gathering. All right. I'll have a blessing for us, and then just give us a minute to set up our table and get our mics in place for our congregational meeting, and Debbie will call us to order. As we conclude this time together, may we be embraced and empowered by divine love. May we make a home where all may reside in love. Through the grace of Jesus and the power of the Spirit, may we serve others in every need, in every place, and in every heart. Amen. Now I'm on. Got me? If we could have folks move up so that we can hear one another a bit better, that would be really helpful.
And there is a list circulating.
And there's a list going around for you to note your attendance.
Hello? It's working. If everybody could find a seat, maybe up close, so if people are speaking, you'll be able to hear them. You can so, Daisy. I don't want to blow everybody out of here.
I'll go get the crown for you, and then
Oh,
you can
thanks.
really...
That'll get their attention. All right. I will call this meeting to order. This is part 2 of our annual congregational meeting. I will start by asking Craig to share a prayer for us in opening.
Let us pray. God and community, holy in one, may we be open to your spirit of wisdom and discernment as we do our work together today. And may we be filled with your joy as we celebrate the community that we have together. In the name of Christ our way we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Craig. For those who don't know me, my name is Debbie Dandy, and I've been the chair for the last year here at Knox. And so this is my 2nd annual meeting, so forgive any mistakes I make. The minutes from the first part 1 of our annual meeting, were circulated by email, as was the agenda. We have a couple of extra copies here if anybody did not get those or wants a copy to follow along today. That means everybody read them. So I wonder if we could please have a motion to accept the agenda for today and the minutes of the February 4th meeting. Colleen Wall, seconded by Nancy Strahl. Thank you very much. As Laura said, there is a sign-up sheet circulating, so please put your name on that list. Do we need one of those omnibus motions so everybody hear their vote count? What we need to do today is recognize that all of you that have stayed today, thank you very much, have a role to play in Knox, and that as an attendee at today's meeting, your vote will count. So could I get someone to make that motion? Wayne Clayton, thank you. Seconded by Les Kelly. Yes.
You didn't actually vote. You called for the vote?
Oh.
Or you didn't call for the vote.
For the agenda and the
it.
minutes. You know what? I do that at council all the time.
And we still love her.
So, backing up a little, Colleen Wall and Nancy Strahl have made a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes of the February 4th meeting. So, ask for the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion is passed. Thank you very much.
So now you've got the motion from Wayne that all present be able to vote?
Okay, we've had Wayne make a motion that everyone here today is eligible to vote. Les Kelly seconded it. I have a good memory, but it's very, very short. So I'll ask that question. All in favor? Thank you. All opposed? Abstain? Passed. Thank you very much. All right. Please forget anything. Okay. So on the agenda, the next item is business arising, and at part 1 in February, Brian did share some information, and so we brought it forward as old business to discuss today. Brian and his team of volunteers have done a wonderful job since February and before that, working to make many repairs that were necessary on the church. And Brian is going to give us an update today.
Try this one.
Is the green light on?
Good morning. The Knox Property Committee is in the process of applying for a Faithful Footprints grant. This program, Faithful Footprints, is part of the United Church's commitment to reduce its overall carbon emissions by 80% before the year 2050. Faithful Footprints offers resources, mentorship, and 2 grants that total up to $30,000 per community of faith. To qualify, the building must be a United Church of Canada-owned property, and the planned project must focus on upgrading, renovating, or replacing elements and components of the building structure or property that target improved emergency efficiency. We must provide supporting documents of our project's budget, utility energy data from the past 2 years, and we must also agree to commit to at least 1 year of program participation. Of the 2 grants offered, we will be requesting the one that relates to energy efficiency, and that equates to 2/3 of the total project costs and cannot exceed the maximum amount of potential funding available, which for this grant is $20,000. The long and short of this is that our total maximum project budget can be $30,000, of which we are responsible for $10,000, and Faithful Footprints will provide a grant of $20,000. Our proposed project in this regard is the replacement of 14 windows and repairing the caulking to reseal 18 other windows. As to the condition of the windows, 5 are in their original wooden framing, and that has now rotted away. 2 are picture windows where the seals in the glass have broken. 6 are awning-type windows that no longer effectively seal when closed, and some of these have broken mechanisms and are difficult to lock. And the final one is in urgent need of attention, is one that is a large single pane of glass located at the north exit door. Unfortunately, not all of this planned work is at ground level, and that drives the cost up somewhat, as a contractor will require equipment so that they can safely work 25 feet in the air. The bill to do this work will run very close to that $30,000 grant mark. There is an opportunity for members of our congregation to help us with what we are calling the Energy Efficiency Window Project. We would like to offer you the opportunity to help us raise Knox United Church's portion of the Faithful Footprints grant. The Stewardship Committee will have more details about this shortly, but suffice it to say that as part of the grant, Knox's average cost will be $600 per window, and to repair the caulking, our cost will be around $100 a window. So I thank you for your time. Are there any questions? Yes? Sorry, I can't hear.
I think donations made to the building fund, is that how they would do it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Les, you can repeat that.
Where are you, Les?
If donations are made to the building fund, that's the same thing? Can it be directed, or will it work for both?
How would we designate that, Shelley, if we have donations?
but I think if we have donations for the building fund, they can be used, but I think this is a separate call we're putting out.
Okay. So
Yeah, if you want to do this, I think you'll hear from stewardship in a little bit about a separate drive for this particular window fund.
Okay, so basically, I'm just kind of introducing the idea to you this morning. There will be more details from the Stewardship Committee on how it will operate. Yes, Wayne?
Have we chatted with Efficiency Manitoba yet about this? They've got pots of money that they're trying to give away. So if we haven't chatted with them, they are willing to do targeted funding for specific groups if we want.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. We are using an energy efficiency grant from them for our lighting program, but I didn't see that particular grant area, so we can have a look at that and see.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brian, very much. And Brian and members of the Stewardship Committee and the Property Committee will be getting back to us with more information. So this is work that has been needed for a while, and we do really need to focus on it. I would ask now for a report from the Nominations Committee.
Here, I got it, Deb. Yep.
Thank you. What I'm going to do is be giving an update of what's happened on council. As we all know, Debbie has accepted the chair position.
Jim, hold that mic right up to your mouth.
Sorry.
Yeah.
As we all know, Debbie has accepted the position of chair, moving from vice chair. And so subsequently, the vice chair position on council is vacant, and we have been unable to recruit someone to take that position. I'd like each and every one of you to have a thought of if you could possibly fit into that or would like to give that a try. We would encourage you to do that. In the meantime, it will remain empty until someone steps up. The congregation and care membership changes are that Janet Wood Olmsted has joined that committee. Thank her for that. In the Christian Education Committee, Antoinette Gravel-Olay will accept the position of chair as of June 30th, 24. Leanne has been taking on these duties as that chair role as well as the superintendent of Sunday school, so she's been doing double duty there. So we thank Antoinette for coming for that. The Affirm Committee, Judy Dandridge, Ron Navanico, and Myrna Haslam have joined that committee. Outreach is also looking for at least one new member, and we know that's a very active committee, and we could certainly use some help on that. So I encourage people to talk to anyone on that committee to see if they could find a way to help out. The Green Team is also looking for an additional person to join that team. You can either see myself or Jill Hannah-Kays about that, or speak directly with Madeline Robinson or Quentin. So in closing, I'd like to say on behalf of the congregation, we thank everyone who serves or has served on council and our committees and their contribution to the good work that we do here at Knox United Church. This report is respectfully submitted by myself, Jim Cobb, and my partner, Jill Hannah-Kays. Thank you.
Thank you to Jill and Jim for the work they do year-round on that committee. Reflect on those opportunities and speak to them if you can see yourself in those roles. I'll call on Shelley Tateran now to give us the financial review for 2023.
This year, we have had a change in our reviewers, and Francis Kincaid did our review, and we'd really like to thank him. He has done a thorough review. He is, or was, a CMA. He's since retired from that, but he did a thorough review in the sense that he had checked our minutes against what council reported as wanting to be done, and made sure that that was actually done through our books. He had checked that what the hours that were supposed to be paid in payroll were actually paid. He checked that through sampling that checks were double signed as they were supposed to be, that the invoices matched the checks, that deposits matched the bank recs, that our processes were as what were supposed to have been done. And this is his report. To Knox United Church Council and congregation, I have completed the 2023 year-end review of the balance sheet and income statement for Knox United Church and the financial transactions related therein. Knox United Church uses the generally accepted accounting principles when recording its transactions, which have been applied consistently throughout the year. All income items are checked and counter-checked by independent individuals before deposits are made. Year-end donation receipts match the revenue recorded in the books of account. All invoices are approved for payment through a check requisition system. The check requisitions and checks are signed by 2 independent parties and with all documentation attached for easy review. Bank reconciliations were performed accurately each month, and short-term deposit values were verified with bank documentation. Overall, the procedures in place safeguard against error or fraud are consistently performed each month. In summary, it is my opinion that the financial statements are presented to council accurately, represent the financial position of Knox United Church for the year ending December 31st, 2023. Sincerely, Francis Kincaid, BA CMA. I'd like to present that. And like I said, he did a lot of work. We owe him a lot of appreciation, and he was really thrilled with the way things were run. A lot of kudos to Kendra, and he was really pleased. He had a couple suggestions with the way we file things, but overall, like I said, he was very, very pleased with the way things were run. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Shelley. Questions for Shelley? Okay, thank you very much, Shelley. Wayne? Okay, would you like to make one? Would you like to second it, Wayne? Betty Kelly seconds it. No further questions or discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Passed. Thank you very much. Yes, Art? Do you want the... Colleen will bring you the mic.
As you know, myself and Barry and Jill count the money once a week. We're still getting envelopes with money in it with no name, no number. So if you want an income tax receipt, please at least put your name on there, and we'll get the number for you. But I hear, we'll have $20, so of course that just becomes an open donation. So again, if you put money in the envelope, please put your name on it at least. Thank you.
And there are offering envelopes in the office if anybody wanted to pick some up if they feel more comfortable with that. Thanks, Art. We don't have any new business to bring forward. Is there any new business from the floor? Norm. Colleen's running behind you.
Oh, thank you.
You move fast.
when it's Hats Off Sunday, I think we really need to take our hats off to three very special people. As you well know, our secretary administrator office person has been ill, and we've had three volunteers, Debbie Dandy, Colleen Wall, and Sharon Christmas, who have come in day after day after day to do that service. So I think we owe them a big hand of applause. Thank you.
I'm going to in my comments too, chair comments, but you can. Thank you very much. When Kendra gets back, she may not applaud. just saying. Thank you though, Norm.
Can I add one more?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Art. Shelley has covered the financial work that Kendra usually does, and thankfully, we are not expected to do that. Thank you, Shelley.
And I would just add one further person. I think Craig did a wonderful job of the hats off that we went through, but he didn't include himself, so a hats off to our minister.
Thank you, Laura.
That's because I'm not a volunteer.
Oh, what a beautiful hat. Do we only have one of those? Whew, you're a lucky guy. All right, no further new business. The next item on the agenda are the chair's remarks, and I have detailed notes here. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for your patience. This has been a learning curve this last year, and everyone has been very patient when I forget to call for the question and things like that. I also have come to realize in this past year the contributions of the committees here at Knox, and also the people who are not on a committee but just do things because it needs to be done. This is a wonderful, interconnected, cooperative community, and I thank you all, visible or invisible. It's all very much appreciated. And I, like Laura, have come to realize, first of all, how many distractions there are in a work day for Craig, but also such respect for his leadership and his energy and his wisdom. We are so fortunate here at Knox. And then, I don't know if Kendra will watch this, but I just want to, wish her the best and let her know that everyone is hoping she comes back soon. And we miss her and have new appreciation for what she does. And I know it's May, many of you will be heading off to the lake or camping, and we may not see you as much from now on, and I just want to give you my best for the summer, and see you in the fall, or whenever you have time to stop in between now and then. Then just two little comments that are not really chair comments, but Colleen needs help to move some tables and chairs upstairs after the meeting. There are a number of us that have worked on this rental policy all year, it seems, and there are still some glitches, and there was one yesterday, and we need some help up there if people have time. 6 people, she says. One who can count. Okay, that's the basic requirement. If you can count, you're good. And the other thing is on Saturday, you might have heard about the Palestine walk and thought, that's 4 kilometers, I can't do that. Start out with the group and get picked up a couple of blocks away, that's great. A couple of people maybe who don't want to walk but wouldn't mind driving, just up and down 18th Street 3 or 4 times during the course of the walk. So if somebody collapses or is about to collapse, they can pick them up. That would be really helpful. So
we'll have the Bear Clan
Are they going to do
mobile
that?
as
Mobile?
well.
Okay. But come anyway. Okay, so those are my comments. If there are comments from the floor, this is your chance.
Whoever's got the sign-in sheet, whoever has the sign-in sheet, if you haven't signed in, it'll be here at the table. It is important that we have numbers to know who is here. So if you haven't signed in, either raise your hand at the end or come on up and sign in.
So before I ask Craig for the closing prayer, I just really wanted to thank 3 young people, and maybe there's more, but James, who has taken on working on our website, Edison and Emerson and James also work the equipment at the back with a lot more proficiency than some of us. And it's cool to see some young people getting involved in that stuff. So I just want to thank you. So I'll ask Craig for a closing prayer.
I'll just say, go in peace to love and serve.
Thank you, Craig. Don't all go at once. Wayne? Yes, I'm getting to that. I was just going to say, don't all volunteer at once, but we need a motion to adjourn. Colleen Wall, thank you very much. And Sheila Marion will second that motion. So Yahoo, enjoy the beautiful afternoon.